Great athletes do things that aren't good for their reputations. Men who scored a huge amount of points, ran for a mind-blowing number of yards, struck out a crazy amount of batters, or scored a ridiculous number of goals. However, their stature will be completely redefined by one thing that they did. And sometimes it can be a very stupid act. Sometimes it will be because they will stop at nothing for fame, success, or money. We think of these amazing athletes for just one incident, whether it was one moment of craziness or years of making mistakes. Here are 4 players whose reputations have gone down simply because of one thing they did. Mike Tyson comes at number 4. Mike Tyson, renowned as one of the most ferocious and dynamic heavyweight boxers in the history of the sport, faced a significant legal setback in the early 1990s. In 1992, Tyson was convicted of the rape of Desiree Washington, a beauty pageant contestant, in an Indianapolis hotel room. The incident occurred on July 19, 1991, during the Miss Black America pageant. Tyson and Washington had met earlier, and the events that unfolded that night led to Tyson being charged with rape and other related offenses. The trial garnered widespread media attention and became a focal point for discussions on sexual assault, celebrity, and the legal system. In March 1992, Tyson's trial began. Desiree Washington testified that Tyson had sexually assaulted her in his hotel room. Tyson maintained his innocence throughout the trial, claiming that the encounter was consensual. However, on March 26, 1992, the jury found him guilty of rape and 2 counts of deviant sexual conduct. The presiding judge, Patricia J. Gifford, sentenced Tyson to 6 years in prison on March 27, 1992. The severity of the sentence reflected the gravity of the charges and the impact of the case on public opinion. Tyson's legal team launched appeals, challenging the conviction, but the boxer began serving his sentence at the Indiana Youth Center in Plainfield. While in prison, Tyson's life took a turn. He became introspective, reflecting on his actions and the consequences. He converted to Islam during his incarceration, and his time behind bars had a profound effect on his personal and spiritual development. After serving 3 years of his 6-year sentence, Tyson was released on parole on March 26, 1995. His parole came with conditions, including mandatory counseling and community service. Tyson's return to the boxing world sparked both interest and controversy, as he sought to rebuild his career and reputation. Mike Tyson's legal troubles and imprisonment marked a significant chapter in his life, impacting not only his professional boxing career, but also promoting personal growth and self-reflection during his time in prison. The narrative of Tyson's life includes both his triumphs in the ring and the challenges he faced outside of it, making his story one of complexity, redemption, and resilience. On number 3, we have O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson's life has been marked by both athletic glory and notorious legal controversies. The most infamous chapter in his story revolves around the murder trial of his ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, and her friend, Ronald Goldman. On June 12, 1994, Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman were found brutally murdered outside Nicole's home in Brentwood, Los Angeles. O.J. Simpson quickly became the prime suspect in what would later be known as the trial of the century. The case garnered widespread media attention and highlighted issues of race, celebrity, and domestic violence. The trial, which began in January 1995, featured a high-profile legal team on both sides. Simpson's defense famously argued that evidence had been mishandled and that there was a conspiracy against their client. The prosecution presented a substantial amount of evidence, including Simpson's blood at the crime scene and a bloody glove found at his estate. On October 3, 1995, after a lengthy and highly publicized trial, the jury found O.J. Simpson not guilty of the murders of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman. The verdict was met with intense public reaction, with some celebrating the decision and others expressing disbelief. While Simpson was acquitted in the criminal trial, he faced legal consequences in a subsequent civil trial. In 1997, a civil jury found him liable for the deaths of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman, ordering him to pay $33.5 million in damages to their families. This civil verdict meant that, while he couldn't be criminally convicted for the murders, he was held responsible in a civil context. Years later, in 2008, O.J. Simpson found himself in legal trouble again. In Las Vegas, he and a group of men confronted two sports memorabilia dealers in a hotel room, alleging that the memorabilia being sold belonged to him. The situation escalated, resulting in Simpson's arrest on charges of armed robbery and kidnapping. In 2008, O.J. Simpson was convicted on multiple charges, including armed robbery and kidnapping, and was sentenced to 33 years in prison with the possibility of parole after 9 years. He began serving his sentence at the Lovelock Correctional Center in Nevada. Simpson became eligible for parole in 2017, and on July 20th of that year, the Nevada Board of Parole Commissioners granted him parole. He was released from prison on October 1st, 2017, having served nearly 9 years of his sentence. O.J. Simpson's legal saga remains one of the most enduring and controversial in American history, with the murder trial and subsequent events continuing to captivate public interest and fuel discussions about the criminal justice system. On number 2, we will talk about Plaxico Burus. Plaxico Burus, a former NFL wide receiver, faced a dramatic turn in his career and life in 2008, when an incident involving a self-inflicted gunshot wound led to legal consequences and a prison sentence. On the night of November 29, 2008, Burus was at the Latin Quarter nightclub in New York City. He was carrying a concealed handgun, which accidentally discharged, resulting in a gunshot wound to his right thigh. The incident took place in a crowded nightclub, and Burus immediately became the center of public attention and legal scrutiny. Following the accidental shooting, Plaxico Burus was taken to the hospital for treatment. The New York City Police Department launched an investigation into the incident, and on December 1, 2008, Burus turned himself in to authorities. He was subsequently charged with criminal possession of a weapon, a serious offense under New York law. The charges against Burus stemmed from the fact that he did not have a valid permit to carry the firearm in New York, and carrying a concealed weapon without the proper license is a criminal offense in the state. In August 2009, Plaxico Burus pleaded guilty to attempted criminal possession of a weapon, a reduced charge from the initial charges he faced. He accepted a plea deal that included a 2-year prison sentence. On September 22, 2009, he was sentenced to 2 years in prison and an additional 2 years of supervised release. Burus began serving his prison sentence at Oneida Correctional Facility in upstate New York. During his time behind bars, he experienced the challenges of incarceration and the impact on his professional football career. His absence from the NFL during the prime of his playing years was a significant setback. Plaxico Burus was released from prison on June 6, 2011, after serving approximately 20 months of his 2-year sentence. Following his release, he sought to resume his football career and signed with the New York Jets for the 2011 NFL season. The incident involving Plaxico Burus served as a cautionary tale about the consequences of carrying firearms without proper permits, even in states with strict gun control laws. It also highlighted the legal and personal challenges that athletes can face off the field and the impact such incidents can have on their careers. On number 1, we have Lawrence Taylor. Lawrence Taylor, widely regarded as one of the greatest linebackers in NFL history, faced a significant and damaging legal scandal in 2011 that tarnished his legacy both on and off the football field. In May 2010, Taylor was arrested at a hotel in Ramapo, New York, on charges related to sexual misconduct and the alleged solicitation of a 16-year-old girl. The girl, who was reported missing by her family, was found in Taylor's hotel room. The NFL legend was accused of engaging in sexual acts with her. The charges against Lawrence Taylor included third-degree rape, patronizing a prostitute, sexual abuse, and endangering the welfare of a child. The situation drew intense media attention and led to widespread public scrutiny of Taylor's personal life. In January 2011, Lawrence Taylor pleaded guilty to 2 misdemeanor charges, sexual misconduct and patronizing a prostitute. He admitted to having sexual contact with the underage girl but denied knowing she was a minor. The guilty plea carried serious consequences, including having to register as a sex offender and facing probation. On March 22, 2011, Lawrence Taylor was sentenced to 6 years of probation, with the judge expressing concern about his actions but acknowledging the plea deal and his lack of a prior criminal record. Despite avoiding prison time, the legal fallout had a profound impact on Taylor's reputation. The incident had significant repercussions for Taylor's standing in the public eye and within the NFL community. Known for his dominance on the football field, Taylor's off-field troubles overshadowed his achievements and cast a shadow over his Hall of Fame legacy. The case also brought attention to the broader issue of human trafficking and the exploitation of minors. Taylor's involvement in the situation raised awareness about the vulnerability of young individuals who might find themselves in exploitative situations. In the aftermath of the legal proceedings, Lawrence Taylor faced personal and professional challenges. His reputation took a considerable hit, and the incident became a defining moment in his post-football life. The case served as a cautionary tale about the potential consequences of engaging in illegal and harmful activities, even for individuals with celebrated careers in the public eye. If you found this video intriguing, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more captivating insights into the multifaceted lives of those who captivate us on and off the field. Are all of these players going to be remembered by the things that they did? Please leave your answers below in the comment section below.